when all the emails go quiet.
Yes.
The phones are quiet. What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to look back and say, I developed people.
Yes.
I want to look back and say that I developed people. My biggest joy, even today, is when one of my staff gets a promotion, internally or externally.
You don't mind them going
I don't at all. I encourage my staff.
Okay.
I've been called before about people who are looking for CEOs, and I'll tell them, so-and-so who works for me, please talk to them.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they are good?
And
you're not getting them out?
No, this is not getting, this is actually developing people.
Have you ever failed?
I mean, somebody in this room asked me whether I've ever done a CV. Obviously, I've had CVs.
Yes.
I've been rejected for jobs.
Oh.
I gave the story of KCB very openly.
Yes.
I was rejected, and I
maybe
thought,
you are thinking
and I thought I was very good.
Candidate.
And I know I was very good.
Hey,
right?
Coming from Wall Street and
all the things I had done.
Johannesburg.
And then you're told,
How do they
no,
say
you
no?
did not. You did not. Yeah, and
Wow.
and even when I left school, I probably applied for 20-something jobs and maybe got only 5. There are many letters that I got that said no. Mergers, the most difficult thing is people. Second, for us, the cultural integration is very difficult. We call it, that's what I call people software.
Yes.
The hardest thing. And to your earlier question, do people accept the new leader? So now I've been appointed as the new leader.
Yes.
Obviously, there are people who are going to say,
and there are some who are
why?
loyal to their previous leader.
Why?
So why is he being
They're very loyal.
Yeah.
Why am I being, why, how does this guy become a leader? What does he know that we don't know?
Yes.
And you have to deal with that. And know how to bring those people along.
You create negative
and
energy.
at that point, if you take action on them, they'll say, it's unfair. I'm being kicked because of this reason. So you say,
he's not good.
So you want to bring them along.
Yes.
And some of them you delay any action you could take to a few years down the line, just to make sure that when you act, it's seen as being fair as opposed to victimization. Because you never want to victimize people. And nobody likes forced change that you have to be cognizant about. I was very sure nobody likes forced change. So I understood when people will not embrace
where they are coming from.
This new change.
Yes.
Because nobody likes forced change.
Yes.
So we had then to walk through the journey of change. And we put a lot of work towards cultural change, a lot of training. One of the big things I did was in 2020, during COVID, September of 2020, I forced everybody to come back to work physically.
After
everybody.
This is in the middle
during
of COVID.
In the middle of COVID.
They had to come back.
They had to come back.
Okay.
I said, everyone must come back.
Why?
We paid for rooms for quarantine, whatever we needed. We're the first people to buy vaccines in bulk for everybody and their families get vaccinated. Because there is no way you're going to build one culture
with people
when everybody's at home. People did not know each other.
Yes.
COVID hit immediately after we merged.
Yet they are serving customers.
My own exco, most of them hadn't met. Right? Board members had not met.
They are not met.
It's all virtual.
Yeah. Wow.
Right?
You have moved.
There are many board members I never met, new board members. I hadn't met myself because they're all virtual. So I was like, you know, guys, we have to come back to work physically.
And know each other first.
Yeah. Remember being questioned even by the board. Why would you take these risks? Explain to them.
Yes.
There's no way you're going to form NCBA if people don't come together and work together, solve problems together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was one of the big decisions I had to make during middle of the COVID.
But you feel that helped the
That helped. The other decision I made then, which in hindsight was difficult, very good decision, was merging our systems together.
Yes.
Most banks, when they merge, try to keep the systems apart for a long time. Then you merge them slowly over time, isn't it?
Yes.
And you find that even in South Africa, the big banks, if you go to Absa, they still have many systems running because they merged with many banks.
And they have not integrated.
And they haven't really fully integrated. So you build a layer on top that integrates the core banking, but the core banking is left. Yeah.
Yes.
Here we agreed to
do it
or forced to force them to have one. That was difficult.
It must have been.
That was very difficult. That was now September, October of 2020. Again, after I did everybody come back. And that really difficult. The reason I say looking back was not a bad decision, because a lot of customers would have left us if they could have walked to another bank and opened an account.
Yes.
But it was difficult to do during COVID.
Yes.
So COVID helped us a little bit in that respect.
You know, it was an advantage.
It's an advantage. Number two, people are transacting less.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
A lot less, because
Yes.
you're all at home.
Yeah.
A lot less. So the use of the bank was lower, a lot lower. The activity
So eventually the timing worked for you.
worked well,
in
because
your
the
favor.
activity was a lot
And
lower.
it gave you time now to do the
Give you time to
cultural
fix
integration.
The things that you needed to fix.
Yes.
And that is what happened.
Wow.
Mm.
But I also realized during that system
Mm.
changeover
Yes.
or the integration,
Mm.
whereas you had a lot of issues
Yes.
and customers were complaining and
Yes.
all that, I think you perfected the art of communication.
Yes.
Yeah, because I could see,
yes,
you know,
yes.
even
We became very busy
you know,
on Twitter,
addresses
very
on-
busy everywhere.
Yeah, going
Then we
to
had
media.
virtual
This is
virtual
what
town
we are
halls for
doing.
customers.
Mm,
We actually had virtual town halls for customers
yes.
to explain to them what we
explain
were going
what
through,
you're doing,
what we are doing,
why.
the system isn't working,
Yes.
what we're doing to fix it. And I mean, for customers who are very impressed, we would have, you know, at some point I think we had 5,000
You put
customers
everything
dialing
on the
in.
table. Mm.
To them, ask any questions you want.
Yeah, yeah, we'll answer.
We'll answer.
Wow.
These are the issues we're having.
And if you have a serious problem, tell us.
Tell us.
We'll try
Yes.
to help you.
And this is how we're helping you.
Wow.
Then got people to do a manual processing. My team, I reminded them there was a time there are no computers.
Yes.
And we still process
Do
transactions.
what you have to
Do what was being done.
Yes.
If it means take a file to the central bank physically, do it.
And get it done.
And that's what we were doing.
Wow.
We got
That's
it
amazing.
done.
That's amazing. Now tell us about this institution, the combined NCBA
combined
group
NCBA,
that
yes.
now became out of NIC plus CBA. What is your purpose now?
So
after all is said and done, and you've come together, and you are the leader.
Yes.
So why do you exist?
So
What
I think I've thought about that a lot, and our motto is, inspiring for greatness. And why do we say that? Because first of all, let's look at the two institutions that came together.
Yes.
Let me start with NIC. And the NIC was known for taking big things that were being enjoyed by the rich and make it reachable
to the ordinary.
To the ordinary.
Yes.
Yeah. NIC, through the famous MOVE campaign,
Yes.
was the first bank to say everybody can have a relationship manager.
Yes.
Relationship managers are not reserved for the rich. Everybody can have a relationship manager.
I was one of the beneficiaries.
Are you one of the
MOVE.
beneficiaries of MOVE? So you remember?
Your RM that time is still my very good friend.
There you go. You see?
Yeah.
So you can
She's
relate to what I'm
MD
saying.
now in one of the banks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you can relate to that.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
But it was taking what was reserved for the rich and making it available to every bank customer. Every bank customer had an RM. Every bank customer could enjoy the products the bank had. That was the whole idea of MOVE.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And it was really bringing dignity at the core of it. Dignity of banking to everybody.
Yes.
Right? Be a dignified customer. Then we did the same. Asset finance was the other area they were very good at. Asset finance was about anybody can drive a nice car.
Now, tell us about asset finance,
Yes.
because a lot of us, we don't understand asset finance is bigger
Yes.
than funding a matatu.
Oh.
When we talk about asset financing,
you think
a lot of
matatus.
us think about either matatus
Yes.
or, those buses going up country.
Yes.
So tell us, what
Yes.
is asset finance all about? Because remember, we're also telling the customers how they can take advantage in terms of building their businesses,
Yes.
diversifying their businesses,
Yes.
and all that. So just explain a little bit
Gosh, so
more.
asset finance covers all movable and sometimes immovable
Assets.
assets. And that's why we call it asset finance. The biggest business that we do is obviously vehicles.
Yes.
And vehicles we do from personal. Yeah? A lot of the vehicles you find being driven on the roads, we have financed those vehicles.
Yes.
Whether they are personal, from the little cars, people, their first car to their next car. I had just this week had somebody call me and thanked me profusely because their father, who is 72 years old, just bought a Harrier.
Oh.
And they said, my goodness, the man is so happy about this.
He's growing younger.
He's growing younger because I said they are driving a 2006 model. Now they got a 2017. That's what they were telling me. What? Thanks to NCBA. And I said, wow.
You've actualized him.
Actualized him. So the point I'm making is that we actually actualize a lot of dreams.
Yes.
When I talk to asset finance dealers and others, I tell them the first big asset most people buy is a car.
It's a good car.
And your first car, I'm sure you give it a name.
Yes.
Most of us have a name for our first cars.
Yeah.
And I say, that car, before you give it a name, talk to NCBA because we'll give you the car that would have even a better name.
Yeah, true.
And we have. So we do about a third of every car on the road we have financed. That's what I tell people. But the other thing, big business we do is for small business.
Yes.
So all these trucks, the Isuzu trucks that you see on the roads, we're actually the biggest financier of those. So a lot of small businesses, microfinance, micro and SME businesses have been financed by us to get a vehicle, whether transportation of goods that you see in Marikiti or these big markets.
Yes.
A lot of those vehicles you see there are again financed by us. All the way to the trucks you see on the road, the big 6-wheeler trucks or 8-wheeler trucks you see on the road that do the transport from here all the way to Congo.
Yes.
And to South Sudan, a lot of those again we finance. Then besides that, you go to a lot of factories. You see the big machinery. We also finance those.
People need to set up manufacturing.
We also finance it. So when you say asset finance, it's a whole spectrum. And lastly, I would say is one of our big businesses, you find the police have been well equipped in the last few years through what they call police vehicle leasing program. We are very big financier of a lot of the police vehicles you see on the roads.
That patrol and all that.
Yes.
Okay.
So we do a lot of things
and
when
now
it comes to
because you came from a farming background, and I know you are still a farmer even today.
Yes.
Tractors, I mean the combine harvesters.
The combine we have quite a few. Yes. Yes, we do combine harvesters. Those things we do as well for organized farms. We are less bullish or less big on financing just a small farmer tractor.
Yes, yes.
Yeah? And the reason is very simple. A tractor is an off-road vehicle.
Yes.
If somebody doesn't pay for it and you need to repossess it,
yes,
it could be hidden on the farm at the bottom near the river. You never find it.
You never know where it is.
Where it's hidden.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for that reason, we are tractors. We finance the farmers that are large-scale farmers.
Yes, large-scale.
Or where a community come together and they say we'll use this tractor, all of us.
Yes.
In which case nobody can hide it.
And no one
because it has to be used by.
It's a community thing. So they have to take care of it. Okay, that's great.
So I was talking about NIC. So that was NIC. Now, if you look at what was CBA, CBA was again known for dignifying banking.
Yes.
Wealth management, they were big on it. But most importantly, they had partnered with the likes of Safaricom and others to issue what I call really dignified financing for the small scale trader.
The ordinary.
For the ordinary mwananchi. So M-Shwari, Fuliza.
Yes.
If you go to Uganda, we do more cash. We do Empower in Tanzania. We do more cash in Rwanda. Even in Ivory Coast, we do more cash.
Yes.
Where it's really lending to the common mwananchi in a very dignified manner.
Can you
where you don't have to go. Yeah.
The digital loans
that
the customers are taking.
Yes.
Typically, what would they be used for?
Yes. So
what's the purpose of that loan?
So you know the purpose of the loan. We have for M-Shwari, for example, when we looked at it, a lot of it is borrowed between 3 to 5 a.m.
in the morning.
In the morning.
Yes.
And what we found out is all these mama boggers going to buy their wares that they're going to sell for the day.
For the day.
So a lot of it is actually that mama bogger uses this loan to buy their wares, goes to the market, sell it for the day, and by the end of the day they repay that loan.
Make their profit.
They pay they keep it and repay their loan. So it really does help.
Yes.
It's a very big catalyst for the economy.
Yes.
If you look at Fuliza, Fuliza again, a lot of it is completing transactions for household goods. A parent is buying unga but doesn't have that 100 bob, to finish their purchase. Buying unga, they're buying sugar, nyama, whatever, but they need to borrow 20 shillings.
Yes.
Before, you used to tell the shopkeeper, I'll bring you 20 shillings tomorrow.
Yes.
And then they would write you on a book, you're bringing 20 shillings tomorrow. What is your name? Where do you live?
Yes.
Yeah, make sure you come back tomorrow with 20 shillings.
Yes.
Now you just do on Furiza and you pay your 20. So that's why I call it dignity.
Yes.
I've seen people use both Fuliza and Mshwari to take their mothers to hospital.
Yes.
Before, you'd have had to come to the bank, explain to us. We're asking you questions. Where is your mother suffering from? Things we should not be asking. Now you just go on Mshwari, you need 30 shillings.
You know the loan application form.
Yes.
It used to be very painful to fill.
You know?
Because for some people you are being asked, how many children do we have?
You know?
I mean, in our culture we don't count children.
There you go. Huh?
And someone is asking you, a young guy behind the counter.
Counter asks you, how many children do you have?
So I agree.
So this is digital banking dignified. So the point was that when you bring these two banks together, we found that if we brought ourselves together with a lot in common, we believe in dignifying banking. So the whole idea of greatness is about saying that everybody, no matter where you are, you have an aspiration to the next level, an inspiration to the next level. We'll do it in a very dignified manner, work with you to get you to the next level, which we call the level of greatness. You keep climbing on the level of greatness. So the purpose is to inspire for greatness.
Yeah, so what I've had is financial inclusion and financial empowerment with dignity.
So with dignity, it's very important.
You are doing as NCBA.
As NCBA.
Yeah, so then I saw something about you talking about how you're changing the story.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes, so change the story is something that we really is the theme of our sustainability strategy.
Part of the business.
And the thinking here is to say that every day you wake up with stories of floods,
yes,
stories of poverty, stories of, youth, wasted youth, women.
Yes.
And how do you not just contribute, but change the story? So it's a matter of saying whatever you do, be so effective that the story changes.
Yes.
So whatever we get involved in, we are just not there to do CSR.
Yes.
You must show us that you'll be at it for long enough, put enough investment, that the story will change. And that is where we come and change the story.
It's doing good, but in a very sustainable way.
In a sustainable, but effective way as well. Effective way as well. So some of the things we have done, let me start with one of the closings to my heart is golf, for example. I know it doesn't sound like something that...
Tell us how golf changes the story.
So let me start with golf because quite a lot of people don't understand.
Sometimes we think golf is for the high and mighty.
Yes.
So tell us how it changes lives.
Remember the story of the move?
Yes.
What did we say the move was about? Move was about taking what was unreachable.
For the elitist.
For the elitist, to bring it to the ordinary.
Yes.
Our story of golf is exactly that.
The same story.
Golf has been seen to be an elitist sport for too long.
Yes.
Our change the story purpose in golf is to actually democratize golf.
Yes.
And what we have done is we have invested a lot first on children.
Yes.
Now, it came at an opportune time because we started doing this during COVID. And during COVID, you could not do a contact sport.
Yes.
So we found parents at home with their kids in the compound doing nothing.
Yes.
And we asked ourselves, what is it?
How can we engage them?
And we said, actually, safely, a golf course is a non-contact sport.
Yes.
It's okay, it's an open space.
Wow.
We're being told we need to go to open spaces. So it made a lot of sense, even from a health perspective.
Yes.
So that was actually one of the ideas, early ideas. So then we said, then it allows families to spend time together. Because you bring your 5-year-old, 10-year-old, you're going to follow their golf, even if you're not a player, you're going to follow the kid. And that's what we have seen. We have seen grandfathers, grandmothers, parents, brothers and sisters walk with their young child who is playing golf, working together. It's really a family, can be we found a way to make it a very family sport. But most importantly was to then pool, working with Junior Golf Foundation, pool as many kids who did not think golf was accessible into golf.
Yes.
When we started, we had about 300 kids in the country who would ever access a golf club. Last year we had 3,500
wow.
kids participate.
Wow.
A big
That's
number.
A lot. Yes.
And more importantly, we also finance training, we call them clinics, that go to the underprivileged, whether that be Dumberi, Korogocho. We actually take coaches who go there and train kids and interest them
how to do
in golf.
Wow.
So we're saying democratize, and then working through schools. There are now inter-school competitions. People who never would have thought they could access golf. Yeah? And that has really helped.
Yes.
So when I say the story of the move,
yes,
it's a similar thing we're
it's
doing
the same
golf.
thing you are doing
Yeah?
now through sport.
Through sport.
Through sport.
We've gone even further and said Kenya is endowed with golf,
Yes.
golf facilities.
Yes.
We have the second largest number of golf courses in Africa after South Africa.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
45 golf courses.
A great statistic.
And from there, the next number I think is Morocco with about 30. So we are far. We're doing
ahead.
very, very well. We've just done very, very well as Kenya. But we don't take
And
advantage
others
of
are
these
coming up,
facilities.
actually. Others are coming up.
Exactly.
Golf
And others are being
courses.
built.
Yes.
And so how do we make them, how do we
Yes.
make golf a sport that is actually a Kenyan sport?
Yes.
So that's why we have gone ahead to now start funding and supporting golf development at every level. So not just children anymore, we do children. Every golf club in Kenya today has benefited from our sponsorship. Across East Africa, every golf course now has benefited from our sponsorship as NCBA, whether you go to Rwanda, Tanzania, Uganda.
So
we're
all
there.
the areas of operation.
All the areas of operation, we support golf. Today, NCBA, working with Kenya Golf Union, founded was called Kenya Amateur Golf Championship, through which amateurs, very good golfers, can actually win money playing golf. Not win, make money playing golf.
Wow.
Okay, so we've had people who have made millions
Wow.
just playing golf, which was never before the case. So people can make golf a career.
It becomes
So
an income earner.
It's an income earner.
Yeah, I mean, it's health benefit.
Yes, yes.
Now you're saying it also becomes an income
It's
earner.
income earner.
What about employment creation?
Employment creation, thousands of caddies,
The
because
caddies.
when these children play or these players
need a
play,
caddy.
you need a caddy. You
For
need someone to help you
every
with the bag and everything.
Yes.
It's they're earning between 1,000 and 3,000 a day.
Wow.
Well, not a day, per ride, and you can have
What
two
do you mean?
in a day.
That round?
Yes,
3,000?
3,000 easily.
Wow.
So people have really, this thing is about employment. This thing is about democratizing golf. And we're very determined that in another 7 to 10 years, we should see Kenyans competing with the likes of Tiger Woods in the PGA, where they're making millions and millions of dollars. There's no reason we shouldn't. We're
Kenya
endowed.
should be there in
We're
that
endowed.
space. Yeah.
And then we're challenging government also to see how we can make golf tourism, I think, for Kenya. So that is on Change the Story for Golf.
Yeah, I think you've done well. I saw like last year only you did 130 golf events countrywide.
Yes, 130 golf events.
And then 10,316 golfers.
Yes,
That's
10,000
amazing. In 1 year.
in 1 year that
And
we
this
touched
year the numbers are
with
even
our
higher.
sponsorship.
Yeah.
Not to talk about that if there are 10,000 golfers doing this a few times,
Yes.
there are probably double, triple that caddies that benefited
Yes, yes,
from
of
this.
course.
Yes,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
practice rounds they have had to do together.
Yeah.
So there are lots of caddies who have become full employed
And
because of
also
what we're
one
doing.
other thing we underestimate is also what the youth, this youth that you are supporting, what would they be doing if they were not on the golf course?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so-
These youth that we are supporting, either they are players or their
as caddies
brothers,
or-
siblings, and their caddies. I mean, every time I go to a golf course, the number of caddies there whose job is they're actually employed.
To support the
It's a very
sport.
big number.
It's amazing.
And I think
Yeah.
maybe people don't realize that golf clubs would have 100 employees easily, plus another 100 to 200 caddies who are employed, right? Every golf course.
Yes.
You're talking about, hundreds of employees
Yeah.
that are benefiting from it.
Yeah, that's amazing. What about the women and the youth? What are you doing here?
On women and the youth,
Yeah.
one of the things we did was we partnered with Propaco to get some financing. We took $50 million and we committed that 30% of it will go towards women, funding women, Then we also committed 30% of our own procurement is going towards women and youth. And so far we're still making progress. We are not at 30 yet, but at least I think we reached 20%, so we're going towards the 30.
And your target is 30?
Target is that 30% of it must go to women and youth.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
So that's something that we're doing well.
Yeah. We always say that when you support the woman,
you
support the whole family.
Support the whole family, indeed.
Because all the resources are recycled back to the upkeep and the welfare of the family.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, tell us about your love affair with trees. I've read somewhere about that love affair. I don't know whether it's true or not.
Look, I do love trees.
Okay.
And because I do believe that when you talk about environment and climate change, something we hear about, we worry about, we all talk about.
Yes.
When I looked at that problem, me personally, and I asked, where can I contribute?
Yes.
The conclusion I came to is that the biggest contribution we can make as a country and a region is actually as far as trees are concerned. Yeah? Because we don't have enough coal. You know, we don't do coal anyway. So it's not like saying remove coal. Yeah? We don't do a lot of mining, so it's not like stop the mining. We don't do a lot of vehicles on the roads. We don't have a lot. A contribution, as you know, Africa contributes about 3% of gaseous emissions in the world. So a contribution is very small. In East Africa, even smaller, because we don't have a lot of industries. South Africa might have a bit. Nigeria obviously have a few. North Africa has a lot of industries. Kenya and East Africa, we don't have a lot of them. So our contribution really has to come with the environment that we know, which is trees. Make our rain harvest, make our rain seasons and harvest seasons a bit more predictable, the way they used to be when we were growing up.
It was very predictable.
It was very predictable, right? You knew when maize would be planted.
And our parents also knew on 13th of March we plant because next week it will rain. And it would rain.
It was so predictable. Today you cannot predict.
You can't.
So how do we bring back some of that predictability? We're in a country that is, arable land is about 17%.
Yes.
Like Kenya. I don't know if people know that we are not really that endowed.
Yes.
It comes to arable land. We're about 17%.
We all thought it was
we think it's a lot. I know everybody thinks it's a lot higher. We are 15 to 17% of arable land in Kenya. So all the other land that we have, what are we doing with it? There is a tree for almost every contour and every temperature.
And every soil.
So if we found every soil, so if we found it and planted it, we can actually change the country. So for us, again, change the story is about being so intentional about planting and supporting others to plant as many trees as they can. We have committed to be directly responsible for 10 million trees by 2030. Yes.
Oh, wow.
We have a nursery in Karura where we have 1 million nursery trees in Karura.
I saw it there.
You've seen it, eh? You've seen it there. Because when we went planting trees, we found one of the issues was there are no seedlings.
Yes.
So we said, okay, we need to invest in seedlings.
Let's say supply the trees.
And that's the point of saying change the story. Don't just do. Make sure you're changing the story. There's an issue, you actually address
carry
it.
Everybody else along.
Carry everybody along. And that is what we are doing. So I do love trees. I do think that we can all do better with trees. What story I tell is I told my children, I tell everybody that, science has shown, not necessarily good science, but some science has shown. We all need 7 to 10 trees to breathe. There's the amount of oxygen in your lifetime
per individual.
It's from 7 to 10 trees. So if you go to your compound or your shamba or whatever, count your 7 to 10 trees.
So every family member should have 7 to 10
trees.
So it's 7 to 10 times the number in the family.
In the family. So if you don't have it,
you're not doing well.
You're not doing well.
Wow.
Now somebody asks, but my garden, I don't have a garden. I live in the city, I have an apartment. That's okay. Go to your friend who has a farm.
And plant it there.
Plant your 7 trees there.
Yes.
Ask them, show me where I can plant my 7 trees. Because you're breathing other people's trees.
Or an institution.
Or an institution.
Schools, hospitals, they have land.
Yeah, they have land. Go and plant your 7 trees.
Yes, donate and plant.
Donate and plant, because then you're contributing.
Wow.
7 trees for the world.
No,
so,
I didn't have that statistic. I've learned.
So I did that, and my kids went around my compound, counted their trees, and they forced me to plant another, I think, 7 trees.
Oh, you were short.
We were short.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
When all the emails go quiet.
Yes.
The phones are quiet. What do you want to be remembered for? And how do you want to be remembered? How are you creating your legacy as a person?
Yes.
First of all, in addition, of course, to your role as the CEO and the MD of this great institution.
I think I have a number, but let me say the one that matters most to me is I want to look back and say I developed people.
Yes.
I want to look back and say that I developed people. My biggest joy, even today, is when one of my staff gets a promotion, internally or externally.
You don't mind them going
I don't at all. I encourage my staff.
Okay.
I've been called before about people who are looking for CEOs, and I'll tell them, so-and-so who works for me, please talk to them.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they are good?
You're
not getting them out?
No, this is not getting rid. This is actually developing people.
Oh, wow.
Because I would be very happy if my people have been developed. Yeah, that's what...
It also speaks to your leadership, right?
Yes. It speaks to your leadership.
Yes.
And that's the legacy you can really leave behind, is how you develop people. So that's one of them that I care about. Yes. The second one is on the trees. I think I didn't start now. I started making noise about trees a while back. In 2017, I was probably quite instrumental in having Kenya declare the first tree planting day. I don't know if you remember, 2017.
Yes.
We had the first tree planting day.
Yes.
And the then president went to plant trees. He led a whole group of us into Moi Forces Academy to go and do that.
Yes.
And since then, we have had a tree planting day almost every year.
Yes.
And to me, that was something we investigated, we drove, and I'm very happy about.
You make it a culture, part of the culture.
It became a culture. I played a very small part in it, but I'm very happy that I did.
Yeah.
And I still make noise about planting trees.
It's got momentum.
So it's got momentum now, and those are the legacies are about catching momentum. Other people take over. The third one was something someone told me this particular weekend. Someone I hadn't seen in a while. We were playing golf. We ran into each other because we were dropping our kids to play golf. Then we were picking up our kids actually. And then the kids wanted to play, so we said, why don't we then play a quick 9-hole as they have fun with the rest of the kids. We're playing. I didn't know he has a son who plays golf, but he did. And he said, he stopped at some point and he said, John, in 10 years, I don't know where you will be, but some of these kids will be in LPGA for the women, and others will be in the PGA for the men. And guess what? You'll be the guy who started all this. And I said, actually, I never thought of that as my legacy. But you know what?
Yes.
If that happens, to be a great legacy.
Wow. Yes. People will remember you and say, if it was not for John, or they will say, I'm here because John did this, and I'm able to do this today. Yes. Wow.
Hopefully they will say NCBA.
Yes.
NCBA did this, but I know I was the instigator of a lot of them. Exactly, you lead the organization. To make certain choices. Indeed. Yeah? Yes, and that I say that's a great legacy to leave behind.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Now we've talked about all your successes, the good stories.
Yes.
Have you ever failed?
Many times, many times. All of us have had. All of us have had many failures, both personal, work, and others. I think as we go through these stories, I mean, somebody in this room asked me whether I've ever done a CV. Obviously, I've had CVs.
Yes.
I've been rejected for jobs.
Oh.
I gave the story of KCB very openly.
Yes.
I was rejected, and I
thought
I was very good.
Candidate.
And I know I was very good.
Hey,
right?
Coming from Wall Street and
all things I had done.
Johannesburg.
And then you're told, no, you did not. Yeah, and and even when I left school, I probably applied for 20-something jobs and maybe got only 5. There are many letters that I got that said, no. right?
Yes. Yes.
So all throughout life, you will be told no.
Yes.
And you keep trying.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll have many points that you sit back and say, wow, that was a failure. But there's a guy I listen to who is a motivational speaker who says, all of us will fail.
One time
and you fall.
Yes.
You fail and you fall. But the trick to falling when you fall, make sure you fall on your back. Because you're still facing
the sky.
Facing up, and you'll be able to get up. Don't fall on your stomach, because then you'll be facing down.
It's really difficult.
He said, so the idea is we'll all fail, we'll all fall. But when you fall, the falls that you're going to experience, make sure you fall with your
Do you have any control over how you fall? Whether you fall on your back or...
You do.
How?
Often you do.
Tell me
Often
how.
you do. And that is one art that I've learned over time. Let your life be in your control.
Yes.
Let your life be in control. Don't let it be controlled by others.
Yes.
Don't let things be done to you.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Don't sit back and say, this was done to me. I'm not that type of person. I instigate them. Even if it's a failure, I know that what I'm doing, I could fall. And if I fall, there's a bottom I'm going to reach.
Yes.
But it's in my control. So yes, you fail. You apply for a job. You're willing to be told no.
Yes.
Let it not be the only job you applied for. And let it not be that you insulted everybody else because you know you're going to get that job.
Yes, yes.
Don't burn your bridges.
Yes.
So have control about your failures, that you'll hold them tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can control a lot of your failures. And I think a lot of leaders actually control their failures. They have many failures, but they try to control them. Yeah.
Yes, and we also told we learn from take the lessons.
You take the lessons.
You analyze, like, I'm sure you ask yourself, why didn't I get that?
Precisely. What could I have done differently?
Is there something I could have done differently?
Indeed, indeed.
So next time,
you
will have bettered your best that time.
Exactly. Yeah, yep.
Wow,
exactly.
That's great. NCBA insurance.
Yes.
What's the idea?
Yes, so
I almost forgot.
Yes, our latest baby. 2024 July, we acquired what was AIG Kenya insurance company. So this become one of our subsidiaries, now called NCBA Insurance Company. And the idea was, again, I go back to what I said before. It's about taking complex financial services and make them available to everybody. So if we look at our customers, our customers don't want to talk to you about investments, about banking, about savings, about and then go to somebody to talk about insurance, to somebody about many other of the financial. They look at it together as a financial decision that you make. One-stop shop. So the idea is to have one full conversation with our customers that covers their financial or well-being. And so adding insurance for us becomes a very natural addition to that conversation.
Okay, so I see like you're following the customer through their life cycle.
Through their life cycle,
trying to figure out what exactly they need at any one stage.
Indeed.
Okay, congratulations on
that. Thank you very much.
Is the integration done?
The integration is done.
It's ongoing.
Again, as you say, integrations are not easy.
Yeah, and they take time.
They take time, but I think we did this quite well. I think we have become very good at this.
You learned a few lessons last time,
Yes, indeed.
So, any parting shot for our viewers?
Yes. Look, I think our journeys they sound very straight.
Yes. And
Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs, said that, dots connect very well backwards.
Yes.
So when I tell the story now, the dots connect really well.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, right? You can see how he moved from here to here, how he moved from here. They connect very well backwards.
Yes.
But the reality is, ahead of you, there are many dots. Eventually, they'll connect backwards. Yeah?
Yes.
But worry most about your next dot.
Yes.
And that is what should keep you awake.
What's your next dot?
And your next dot must be up. Right?
Yes.
But sometimes, to get to your next dot, you may have to take a detour.
Yes.
Detours, as long as you know they are for the next dot, are okay.
Yes.
Because I see a lot of people worry about, I moved now, the company has changed my job, I've been demoted, the world has come to an end.
Yes.
We have all gone through that. I tell people I've gone through that. I've gone through jobs where my peer became my boss. And you sit and you're like,
you are annoyed.
What is this, right? You want to walk out. But the reality is, I came back stronger. You come back stronger, so next time you are actually their boss. And it has happened.
Yes.
Yeah, you do that. So every time you move, let the front dot be very clear inside.
Keep your eyes on the next dot. What is
Keep eyes on the next dot.
And how you will deal with it.
Yes.
Not bad-mouthing that guy who has been promoted.
Do not.
They're not.
Your eyes on the next dot.
Figure out how to get the next promotion.
Next dot. And then for the younger generation who work, and I tell them what I tell my employees. I tell people who are leaders, your job is to help people who work for you. Make their lives easier. Facilitate them to do their jobs. Then I tell those who work for them, your job is to make your boss look good. I know people don't always understand that. But that's the job of us. When an employee, your job is to make your boss look good. Because you cannot look good if your boss looks bad. That's what people often forget.
Oh, that's great. Wow, John, that was such an exciting session. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for the time.
We really value it, and we know you're a busy person. You've given us so much time. I can only say thank you on behalf of our viewers, and I know they will love the interview. They'll take the lessons that you have shared on your journey and see what they can pick and, make better careers, better businesses, etc., etc. So that's Mr. John Gachora, the Group Managing Director and CEO for NCBA Group PLC. Just call the number on the screen or email them in case you have any queries regarding any of their activities or their products or services. This is the Executive Table with me, Mary Wamai. Thank you so much for watching. We'll continue with more as we go along. Thank you so much.